To paraphrase Noel Coward, Norfolk isn't the only part of East Anglia that's very flat. Even as Camgrain opened up its advanced processing centre to visiting VIPs, the Cambridgeshire facility was still undergoing the final phases of construction. It's hardly a reflection on the project. The facility was supposed to be built over a much longer timescale. In late 2007, Camgrain won an East of England Development Agency grant of £4 million towards the total project cost, to be spread over 5 years. But then the wet harvest of 2008 unexpectedly opened the floodgates.
We grew by about 35% in that 1 year, and we had farmers ringing up desperate in the middle of harvest to join the organisation.
One farmer very grateful to Camgrain for last year is NFU President Peter Kendall.
My contract farming customers, all the wheat comes into this store. Last year it was an absolute saving grace to me. It really got me out of a big hole in that ghastly wet summer of 2008.
To be able to handle that grain effectively and efficiently gave great security then to the end user. The milling wheat was preserved as milling wheat, the quality wasn't left, and the contract was delivered.
But with its growing membership, Camgrain's need for storage was also rocketing.
And we had to accelerate a build programme here which was scheduled for the next 3 years into 1 year. And we had to press the button to do that in November last year. We've been able to bring forward investment into the company. The dryer that you see behind us has huge capacity, and it allows our farmers to go out and get the crop at the earliest opportunity.
The infrastructure that this business has been able to put in place far exceeds anything that can be achieved on a farm.
The Advanced Processing Centre cost £16 million to build and is state-of-the-art. As well as being able to dry 500 tonnes an hour, it currently stores 90,000 tonnes.
All the infrastructure in place to guarantee the supply of contracts like Sainsbury's.
The relationship with Sainsbury's and Camgrain is by no means the only reason this facility has been built, clearly, but it's a big part of it, and we're very proud of the part that we played.
At the end of 2007, the cooperative with grain merchant Openfield won a groundbreaking 2-year deal. Camgrain would become the sole supplier of the wheat milled by Whitworth Brothers for Sainsbury's in-store bakeries.
We were buying a mix of flour, some of that was Canadian, and we were generally buying it, if you like, in the open market. And a real consistent supply coming through from Camgrain means that we are able to stay 100% British through the whole of the 365 days of the year, which was something we couldn't do before.
As well as traceability through the whole supply chain, the arrangement also gave Sainsbury's a unique selling point at the point of sale.
That story is part of what causes customers to make decisions about where they spend their hard-earned money.
And Sainsbury's own choice of Camgrain was clearly long-term. In 2009, the supermarket renewed the contract for another 2 years.
Given that we've got this huge investment in our stores to bake from scratch, it was important for us to be able to say we knew where our flour was coming from for many years to come.
Genuinely, we couldn't have done it without you. I hope you're very proud of what you've achieved, because you should be, so thank you.
This strong bond between farmers and their end customer was welcomed by another VIP at the launch. James Pace is Shadow Agriculture Minister and Camgrain's local MP. He sees such deals as a way for cereal farmers to move forward from the heavily subsidised production models of the past.
Those days are now behind us, quite rightly, and farmers are going to be much more dependent on the market, and that means instead of growing what you want to produce, you have to grow what the customer wants to buy. Camgrain generally, but obviously the tie-up with Sainsbury's is linking all those bits of the food chain together.
Also enthusiastic was English Farming and Food Partnerships, which Camgrain has consulted on business strategy.
Everybody's looking towards the consumer, then suddenly everybody starts pushing in the same direction, and farmers all the way through to Sainsbury's suddenly discover that they can make more money together than they can apart.
Camgrain's expansion doesn't end here. 2 days before the new centre's launch, the cooperative won a planning application for further growth.
To extend this facility from a nominal 90,000 tonnes up to 300,000 tonnes, which really secures the future for the business for the next 5 to 10 years.
And on the same day, Camgrain committed to a similar new site.
On Wednesday we signed an option for some land up in Northamptonshire. That's very exciting for Camgrain as a business because it's in the heart where a lot of the consumers of grain are. A lot of the mills are based in the heart of the country where distribution points are, and so we see that as a very strategic development for the business.
But even as the seeds of its future were sown, Camgrain's current milestone was being celebrated in style.
boy, this is a very, very large investment in the future of British agriculture.
Just hugely impressive and a great vote of confidence in the future for Camgrain.
Personally, I've been involved with Camgrain for 4 years, and when I first engaged with them, this was on the drawing board. To actually see it come to fruition, it's fantastic, it really is.
If the camera's doing what they need to do, then I officially declare the facility open then. Cheers, you're very good help.
Cheers to everybody. Cheers. Good help.
1, 2, 3. Well done. Great.